JavaScript is a programming language that was developed back in 1995 for the Netscape web browser. During the 1990s and early 2000s, it was used primarily to program interactive websites. But in the last 10 years, it's developed into a multi-use language, and it's used for a lot more, even programming video games. So in this course, we'll be using JavaScript for one big reason. It's really easy to see the results of your code. You have the tool that you need to code in JavaScript on your computer already, your web browser. And so we're going to begin by learning how to accept input from our user and how to output that input to our console. So the first thing you need to know is you'll be typing all of your code into this white box up here, and your output will happen down here in the console in this black box. So the first thing I'm going to do here is prompt my user for some information. And so I'm going to use a command called prompt. I'm going to type in prompt, what is your name? And when I run this, I get a little prompt box, and I can type my name into the prompt box. Now, down here, it outputs Brian because that's the result of this prompt. And that's all well and good, but it would be really nice to be able to store the result of this prompt in a variable. So in JavaScript, you declare variables using the var keyword, var, and so we're going to call this variable name, and you can call the variable whatever you want. It could be name, it could be x, it could be y, it could be really anything, any word. So we're going to call it name, and we'll prompt what is your name. Now, I'll type my name in, and you'll notice that nothing returns to my console here. And that's because I haven't outputted this variable anywhere. So what I need to do now is use the console log command, console.log, and now I'm going to output the result of prompt what is your name. So I'm going to output name. So here we go. I'm going to type in Brian, and it'll output the name Brian. Now, Brian, this name is stored as a string. A string in JavaScript is any word enclosed by quotation marks. So in this case, JavaScript stores what I just put into this name variable as the string Brian in quotation marks. You can see it right there. Okay? Now, if I wanted to add this to another string, I use the plus sign. And what this does is it adds two strings together. The technical word for this is concatenation. Okay? So we're going to concatenate these two strings together, and I'm going to say hello plus name. And so now when I run, I type in Brian, and I get hello Brian. And you'll notice since I've got something weird here, I get an error. If I put these two slashes in front of it, this makes it into a comment, and it'll make it so that it won't throw an error. So let's do this again. And now it outputs to the console, hello Brian. So what I want you to do in this assignment is play around with storing strings and then adding strings together and logging them out to the console. And see what you can come up with and do something creative. Good luck.